So you guys been requesting to see the big oven, and here it is. So I'm going to give you a closer look at how I put together the big oven. This is the inside. We'll start from the inside out. So we have a lining of reflective foil. It's put together with heat-resistant aluminum tape. Let's get some light in here. Okay, we got heat-resistant aluminum tape. We got foil that just radiates the heat around, bounces it around. Our heating source, we got 2 rows, front to back, of elements, okay? Oh, bumped into some product here. Just kidding. It's powder coated, it's already dry, and you know, if you do a good job, they can withstand the beating. So, not worried about that. This, you know, this is kind of how I hang things in the oven, but we're not really talking about that right now. But also, there's this rack also. This rack, you know, you can hang your product, like how I have there, spray it all, and then it actually pushes right into this oven. So there's a couple of ways to put your product in the oven. On the roof, we got, you know, bars with holes in it so you can hang your hooks. They're all over the place. For when you want to do that. Now, the way that I've designed this is for my needs, for the needs of the things that I typically powder coat most often. Now, it'll obviously vary based on what you'll be doing, but for what I do and what I have been doing, everything, including even like the placement of these ribs, for what I do is placed there. And it can always be modified, it can always be changed, you can add it and change it based on what you're always up to. If you're doing like a million small pieces, you're going to want to put like maybe a mesh roof so you can hang like 1,000 or a couple thousand hooks. I don't do that, so I don't need that, so it's not there. But yeah, that part is simple and you can play around with it. So what do we got? We got this. What's behind this? Behind this is sheet metal. So this whole oven, including the roof, is lined with sheet metal. The ground is just concrete. Okay, when you build one of these ovens, you don't need to put sheet metal, like you're not making a box with a floor. Leave the floor. Leave the floor alone. Leave it as the floor that you're placing the oven in, if you want, if it's a good quality concrete. So, yeah, that's it for the inside. We got elements on both sides, okay? Each element is fully controllable for its temperature on high and low, and everything in between as to how hot you want each element to go, as well as you can turn on and off each individual element when needed. So that's really cool for temperature control, and it works amazingly. I don't even have to utilize all the elements to give the oven its temperatures that are required. Also, each element, so when you're building your oven, you need to calculate the volume of your oven, and each element will have, based on which one you're using, it will say the amount of space that it can heat. So once you calculate the volume of your oven on the inside, you'll know how many elements, based on which ones you're planning on using, you'll need to heat that space to the temperatures that you want. So that's how you figure out how many elements to use. And then what I recommend is just go a bit overkill, so if you ever need to go hotter, you can. Next thing, we got fireproof insulation. That is between every layer. So each wall has that fireproof insulation between. And so let's take a look at the outside here. So I have this wall, like these wall panels are off to show you. Fireproof insulation, and then sheet metal again. Now you're wondering, how do we control the elements? Very simple. They're just hooked up to very inexpensive and easy to work on, as well as easy to find parts for ovens. 1, 2, 3, and I have one on that side. When you buy an oven, I buy these for like 50 bucks each. When you buy them, and you remove the box of where you put your food and stuff, this is what you're left with. You're left with the brain, all the controls, the wires, things like that. So they can power your elements inside of the big box, and that's what I use. So with 4 of these, I'm powering all of the elements, and I have individual control through the knobs of each and every element, and the temperature of each. So, and if there's any issues at all, you can buy these all day long, used. So for parts wise, it's super simple. For replacement, it's super simple. Servicing, it's simple because the design is so simple. And that's how I have it wired up. And then each one is on its own 40 amp breaker. You can get away with a 30 amp, but I put it on a 40 amp breaker for each one of these. So I have 4 of them, 4 breakers running this oven. 4 40 amp breakers running this oven. And that's it. That's the oven. Let me show you the door. Let's check out what we got going on with the door. Ooh. It's getting quite bright. Okay. So on the door, I put a window. That's from the oven door. One of those ovens, I save the door, I put a window, I can see through. I can just take a look at my product if I want to take a look at them and see when they're starting to melt and how they're looking in there. And then there's a bunch of hinges. And the door is very simple. It's just some old scrap framing metal that I had. And I put it together into a door shape. And once again, insulation in between. It's not even finished yet, as you can see. And I got the window there, and then sheet metal on the other side. It's a very heavy duty door, and which is good. That's what you want, because it really holds that heat in. And that's it. So when I shut this oven off, if I don't open the door, the oven overnight will stay extremely hot the next morning when I come in here. So this design works very, very well. I've been using this for a long time. I haven't finished the cosmetics of it yet, because it works so great and I'm so busy, so I haven't needed to. But if you have any questions on the oven, let me know. It's an incredible powder coat oven. The heat is consistent throughout. It's measured consistently throughout, and it is massive. So I'm 6'5", and you can see like how tall this oven is. I'm reaching my left arm with the camera as far as it goes, my right arm as far as it goes, and I cannot touch the other wall. It is massive, and it is 18 feet long from front to back. So, you know, you can literally fit like a truck in here if needed. It is huge and very simple, not too expensive to build, and this is how I did it. So hopefully for all you guys who've been requesting the video on this oven, this is helpful. And if you have any questions, let me know and I will answer them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm out.